I'm really excited that now we get to share with you our first Boss Hero story. So we've asked you to share with us the stories of the boss heroes in your life. These are bosses who are worthy of acknowledgement, worthy of just a moment in the spotlight for the ways in which they have gone out into the world and attempted to support and serve others as a leader. And our boss hero story today comes from is about Lisa Wannemacher and is submitted by Jenna Calabrese of Stevensville, Maryland. Jenna, I'm sorry if I got the last name wrong. It could be Jenna Calabrese. I think it's Calabrese, though. I'm going to go with that. And if I'm
You
wrong,
got to work
Jenna,
on your Italian, I think.
you just hit me up on social media, Jenna. You can scold me if I got it wrong. Lisa, our boss hero spotlight, is in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I want to share with you what Jenna sent us about Lisa. I've had the privilege of working with Lisa Wannemacher at 2 different organizations over a span of 15 years and want to share what an impact she's had on my life and career. I began in the medical field at 17 in an urgent care center in Maryland. Lisa was the COO, and I started as a patient care technician. Throughout my time at the urgent care center, I had many positive interactions with Lisa. Though she was very busy in her role, managing well over 100 people, she always made sure to connect personally with the staff whenever she was on site. She was firm and fair with any issues that arose and used any opportunity she could to help coach the staff and build our confidence and skills. 4 years later, Lisa ended up leaving that organization after 16 years to become an administrator of a busy pediatric practice. I was sad to see her go, but happy for her and her new adventure. About a year later, after I graduated from nursing school, I got a call from Lisa regarding a position in her practice, and I jumped at the chance to work under her again. Now fast forward 2 years, and I had applied for an internal leadership position in the organization, which would entail helping to manage 40-plus clinical staff. I had no manager or leadership experience. However, Lisa recognized my motivation and willingness to learn. During my time as a clinical manager, I learned countless things from Lisa about what it takes to be a successful leader. She taught me how to connect with my employees and instilled in me her firm but fair approach when having to perform disciplinary action. She helped guide me in the unknown territory of creating policies and procedures, managing the day-to-day operations within my department, as well as looking at the big picture. One of the things Lisa would have us do, what us managerial staff do, is set 3 quarterly goals. We were required to provide a 30, 60, and 90-day timeline on how we would accomplish these goals. And at the end of the quarter, we would then have to submit a summary regarding these goals, whether we were successful, what roadblocks were encountered, and what was needed to sustain any new initiatives put in place. I will be honest and say that at first, this was not my favorite thing to do. It seemed a bit cumbersome, and it was sometimes difficult to think of 3 goals at once. But today I am grateful for those goals. And this is how I approach operational issues at my current practice. It also motivates me to evaluate current policies and find better, more effective ways to perform tasks. Lisa taught me the importance of leading by example. Lisa would never ask us to perform something that she wasn't willing to do herself. She was never afraid to get her hands dirty, and she always helped whenever there was a need. Lisa provided me with countless tools that I utilize on a daily basis, both in my career and my personal life, through her mentorship, as well as sending me to seminars. She's always willing to invest in her staff, and this has helped mold me into the leader I am today. I cannot thank her enough for all she has done for me and many others, although we no longer work together, as she has flown south to warmer weather. I still reach out for guidance whenever I am faced with a challenge, and she is always willing to share her knowledge. Of course, this is after I ask myself, what would Lisa do? And that is our first Boss Hero story. So to Lisa Wannemacher, on behalf of Jenna Calabrese and all other Boss Heroes out there, thank you so much for all that you've done. You are a Boss Hero. Alyssa, what do you think of that?
Oh, all the feels, man. All the feels. I mean, and just, I think that there's so much to unpack in that one story of
Mm-hmm.
very specific examples of what makes a boss hero, right? But also, I want to focus also on Jenna,
Mm-hmm.
because you know what, Jenna, it takes a boss hero to know one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's a real big gratitude that while you're giving that title and praise to Lisa, right back at you, sister.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're doing all the things that boss heroes do because that's what Lisa showed to you to do.
What an extraordinary example both are for the kind of leaders that we are building this show for and creating a safe place for and trying to be food for the boss's soul for. And what a terrific example of how to do a submission to our boss hero stories, right? We've all been doing performance reviews for years, and we're used to getting like exceeds expectations. He's a super nice person, and always asks me how I'm doing and cares about me a lot. And it's 3 sentences of the most generic thing. And like Jenna showed up and brought us so much detail and told us the arc, right? Told us the story, gave us specific examples. If you want to make sure that you get a spotlight shined. There's a lot of grammar questions in this episode. Got a spotlight on the person you are nominating, you're going to want to do what Jenna did. Here's the other thing. The story Jenna shared about working for Lisa reminds us of the power of believing in someone. Right? When Lisa made time to build a genuine relationship with Jenna early in her career, the result was that Jenna believed in Lisa as a leader. And then when Lisa worked to build Jenna's confidence and skills, Jenna started believing in herself. And so years later, when Lisa needed a new clinical manager, she again believed in Jenna and gave her an opportunity. And then both have benefited from the result. And I think that the takeaway is that it's easy most of the time to get consumed by the day-to-day demands of managing people and being in charge. But this is what the best bosses do. They believe in people. They spot talent. They nurture it. They shine a light on it. They work to build a meaningful relationship with every person on their team. And the time and effort it takes to do this as a boss isn't treated as a luxury. It's the priority. I think it begs the question, who has believed in you in your career? Who goes home at night where you work knowing that you believe in them? Where and how can you do more to spot talent, build relationships, and help others to rise? So thank you to Jenna for the submission. Thank you, Lisa, for all that you do as a boss hero. Alyssa, big ahas or takeaways or final thoughts on today's episode?
I can't. I got all the feels right now, Joe. I can't.
Well, I think Lisa's story is the perfect ending point. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for all that you do to take care of so many.